Chapter 25. We had a 30-minute recess at school after we ate lunch. When the weather wasn't wet or extremely cold, they sent us outside to play. Since the first graders, who were now second graders, had started hanging out with me sometimes, a few kids with hardened attitudes followed me to talk or sit on the steps with me to comment negatively on the other kids or on their own lives. Other times I was a guardian and I stopped kids from being mean to each other. Sometimes the first or second graders sat and talked with me. I didn't mind listening to their silly talk about cartoons, especially when they talked about Speed Racer. Sometimes they had real problems that I helped them solve. Yeah, it was a crapshoot on any given day. And since it was a new school year, there were new first graders to meet. The day after Jeremy lit a book on fire in our classroom, I had several kids and teachers talk to me about how brave I was to run for the fire extinguisher. Some wanted to know how I knew how to use it. As I was sitting on the steps explaining to a few of the first graders how to use a fire extinguisher, a little blonde-haired, blue-eyed boy ran over and burst into our conversation. "You were so brave," he exclaimed, not caring that he had just busted into a serious conversation that I was having with the first graders. "And I'm going to have to marry you. You're brave and you're cute," he added. The first graders giggled. My face reddened. Before I could react, he plopped down on my lap and threw his arms around me, which totally shocked me. "My hero," he exclaimed as he settled with one arm around my neck. "How about a kiss?" he added, but then he didn't wait for an answer and tried to kiss me on the lips. "Oh, come on, that's gross," I exclaimed as I pushed him off my lap. The first graders thought the whole scene was hilarious, and now the four of them were scrambling to sit on my lap as if I'd asked them to. Hell, I hadn't asked the boy to sit on my lap. He just done it on his own. I supposed that they could sit on my lap since they were just babies, but I only had room for two of them. "Why do they get to sit on your lap?" the boy whined. "We're little, that's why," one of them taunted. The boy thought about that as the first graders continued to giggle and tease us. "I'm big, I'm almost 8, and you should sit on my lap and be my girlfriend," the boy said. "I'm only 9, and I'm not old enough to date, and neither are you," I replied in annoyance. He was only 7, and he wanted a girlfriend and a kiss? Oh my God. "Yeah, Alan, you're not old enough to date," another of the first graders giggled. "And she'd squish you if she sat on your lap," a first grader informed him. I squashed my reply of "I would not" inside me. If I'd said that, then it would mean that I wanted to sit on his lap. I didn't want that at all. I found that the incident was only the start of the problems I'd have with Alan. It took 2 solid weeks of telling him that I wasn't interested before he finally decided he'd like some other girl instead.